It's the end of my day and I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. Not really sure what I want to do. So I guess that's where my mood's at. If you're not wanting to deal with my contemplative or melancholic attitude, you may want to click off this video for now. Because if there are any good moments in it, and I actually somehow end up with an audience, then I'm pretty sure some of them are going to be able to just clip the awesome moments from amongst the other moments. And I'm not really one to do that, because it would just drain too much personal energy from me. So I've got to either hope on getting lucky or just keep going. Because people who clip your stuff and try to post it, they're part of the process of getting known, getting seen. Every little comment is a piece of encouragement, every little like, another pat on the back to say keep going. Every little reflection, a reminder that, hey, even if you aren't much, you're worth something here. And it doesn't have to be these numbers. Just someone reminding you that, hey, this was neat. Oh. Oh. Hey yo. Kinda wish I had fallen asleep already. I just passed out and wasn't awake to do this. But honestly, focusing on that desire, that resentment, isn't going to help me enjoy the moment. The failure to enjoy the moment is a failure to keep myself my head above water for a little bit longer, keep breathing, even if it's a struggle. Make sure I just don't go numb. Make sure I just don't go across that line. I wonder if there are any orchestras in Sky. What about like a conductor expression? Only it's similar to, which expression was it? No, I remember it. Trying to remember what that one emote was now. Hmm? Hmm. Spin. There we go. Mm. Mm. I didn't think that through. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, no, I feel awkward calling someone. Mm. Cutie. Cutie. There we go. What? Yep. You know what? You're something cutie is okay. Yeah, no, when I use the word cutie in speaking, I usually think of it as a compliment, not a name. So the idea of giving it to someone as a name makes me feel a bit weird. Because then I have to like mentally separate it off to the side and be like, hey, that's someone's nickname, not a compliment. Mm, yeah. Mm. Holy fuck, that delay. Mm. 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 Nice. Oh, hello there. How are you doing? That's good to hear. Uh, oh. Kind of like that the translation software helps bridge the gap a little. Mm. 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 Cool, yeah. Yeah, then. Mm. Mm. Ah. Mm. 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 All right. I am sorry, but I want my torch. Oh, nice. It's still there. Whoops. Oh. Oh, neat outfit. Okay then. Oh wow, I actually got both of them. That's unlikely. Haven't been under here in a while. Hmm. Hmm. Ooh. Ah. Oh. Oh. Every now and then I need to remind myself that my brain going "Ah!" in the background is more often than not just a small part of me ending up where it didn't expect to, and it becoming overstimulated in ways it's not used to. That's not always the case, but it is a perspective that can help you sit with the feelings even if you don't know what they're about. Wow, that was damn close. Meeting someone and then returning to the same spot where you met them when you no longer be a part of their life. Yeah. That's all I know of him by now. Right now. Thank you, butterflies. It's trying to be encouraging, but in some situations and cases, it doesn't feel encouraging. Nice. If you're gonna be disclosing personal details, I'd say it's better for me to step away from the conversation area. Don't like looking at that emote. Ooh. At least that one's more consistent. Still fucking blinding with the amount of bloom they have in this game. Jeez. No, I really like just being among people. Even if I'm not an active part of things. Who the fuck is setting someone else on fire? Oh, it's just that. Fucking... Oh. Has it calmed down any? Okay, good. Yeah, there's some part of me that's really scared right now. But when I asked them if they trust me, they said yes. So I'm gonna hold them tight. Let myself feel it. I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes you're just learning what you need, what you want, and what you choose to do along the way. It's not all about having a goal, it's not all about being productive. Those who focus solely on results and being productive in their lives are often miserable, especially if they're pushing themselves into their work in order to avoid addressing any feelings or confusion they have with themselves. But here we're just sitting with it. Here we're just sitting with it and accepting it. Acceptance does not mean agreement, it just means acknowledgement. Acknowledgement and respect for that acknowledgement, even if one does not navigate by it. One of each. Damn it. Oh well. Scared. Well, what are you scared of? Scared that something's gonna go wrong? That things aren't going to work out, or that I'll suddenly have to deal with something I have no clue how to handle? I'm scared at how confusing and wild the world is. That's understandable. That's understandable. But I want you to take a look at that fear and just sit with it. Impatience. I know. I know. It's scary to not have your life in your own hands. Yeah, it can be. But what use is there in worrying about what hasn't happened if it means you miss out on what is happening? on opportunities, on joyful moments, on tender moments that you'll remember long after they're gone. Do you really want to miss out on those just because of fear? I don't, but it feels so hard not to fear. It feels so hard not to be scared. Yeah, that's understandable. But the point isn't to wallow in the fear. The point isn't to give it power. The point is to just sit with it and give it a head pat. It's speaking up. It's telling you that, hey, we value this. We value this and it means something to us. And that doesn't mean we need to immediately take action. It just means that it's important to us. And that if something actively comes along, then we'll know to respond to it. We'll know to take things a step at a time. To sit with the problem while looking at it from a distance. And then gently walk up and handle it. In what ways? We know how to. It's not always easy. There aren't going to be moments where it doesn't feel scary. There are going to be moments where, despite the fear, you're still there, present, making that choice for who you want to be, who you choose to be, and how you want to live. Fear is the loudest screaming child. And there are many other children surrounding it that try to protect it, that try to make it quiet so that they can feel okay. There's pride, there's wrath, there's ego and other things. You can have a childish ego and have an adult ego. It's not just one-dimensional. Most people exist as teenagers in overgrown bodies, just trying to do their part by living their day enough to get paid, so that they can live and just relax. It's not always about the hustle. It's not always about becoming the greatest person in the world. It's not always about the tender moments. It's not always about the exciting moments. Sometimes it's just about being here, being present. And even if we don't like the moment, accepting it and acknowledging it without necessarily suppressing ourselves in that acceptance or acknowledgement. To sit with the discomfort until you have better understanding of it. So that one day, it's not so uncomfortable. Maybe a bit of a weird spot to be sitting, sure. Can't always have a comfy spot everywhere you go. But you'll have learned to enjoy the unique traits of that spot, of that different space, of that different feeling, of how it shows you that it cares, about what it tells you about who you choose to be. What it says about who you think you are, what it says about what you haven't touched yet, and in what ways you may still choose to grow. Because I don't think people ever stop growing until they just decide not to. The moment someone decides to ignore something completely is the moment I think they freeze themselves in time, in hopes that the problem is only a temporary issue. I think that does them a disservice, honestly. And I'm not saying that from a sense of conceit or haughtiness, nor from maturity or calmness. I think it's more so, oh, so you're not going to sit with yourself. You're not going to work through this. Are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure you want to abandon yourself? When they're right here, sitting next to you, trying to let you know about something, trying to help you navigate, even if you're still the one making the decisions? To ignore yourself is not always good. It can be functional, it can be useful. But if you keep packing things away, then eventually you're just going to run out of space. You won't be able to stretch, you won't be able to walk around, you won't be able to juggle, you won't be able to lay on the floor splayed out like a starfish. You won't have the room to do anything but be curled up in a ball and crying. I don't think that's the way for anyone to be living. That sounds more like being lost in a nightmare, but the nightmare is so familiar that it might as well be your favorite fantasy. The nightmare fantasy, as you will. I guess that's a way that one can look at paranoia, if they want to. A piece of fiction about a possibility. It may never go away fully, but that's okay. We're not asking it to go away fully. We're just asking it to quiet down and trust us. And if we don't have our own trust, then that means we've got room to grow. We've got room to learn and change, to remain the same while taking on new perspectives. Like a line slicing through an orb at different angles. The content is always the same, but the perspective is always different. You could use it as a plane if you manage to expand that line into a circle, a 2D flat dimensional circle. But that's still not a full view of the orb. And sometimes you won't be able to see the full orb, even if you try to bring it into the shape of a sphere. Sometimes there will be things that you just don't know. And you'll have to sit with the unknown to figure out, okay, what is this telling me? What does it want from me? Is that going to be useful in my life, or is it just trying to convince me of its reality? Because we have a duty to fulfill in living within the reality we have, instead of losing ourselves in the reality we want. Not because we're not allowed to relax and step away from the stress of it all, but because if we don't come back, then we're still going to end up accidentally abandoning ourselves, and being unable to react to anything that does seek to harm us. An inability to make choices, to make decisions, is a small death, but it has a major impact. The inability to trust others, to ask for help, is a small death, but it has a major impact. Do not let the world fool you into thinking that a small death is worth it, a pile of gold or respect. Let it be you who makes the decision on what you value, without ignoring the reality you have to live in. So that way you can care about not just yourself, but others too. And share the time with people who make you happy. Share that time with people who see you for you. Not everyone will. Hell, sometimes you won't even see yourself for who you are. But that's part of growing. In accepting that I may not know myself, one attains the ability to start being curious, exploring it, facing the scary things, and then lightly booping them on the nose if they just get out of hand. Learning to wrestle with them, to boop them, give a light tap to the top of their head, bonk them if it's really needed, but usually that's a bit too far. Pull on their ear if they're being annoying. Or if they're a masochist. If they're a total masochist, then I think you're out of luck there. But if they do care about you, then they'll listen if you take the time to listen to them. It's not just true of other people, but also of the things you don't know about yourself. And it doesn't have to be anything else. You do not need to be curious 24/7. You do not need to be angry 24/7. You do not need to be paranoid 24/7. You do not need to be brave 24/7. You do not need to be safe 24/7. You do not need to be sad 24/7. You don't need to be happy 24/7. You don't need to be anything other than just being. You're allowed to just be. To internalize all the different things you've learned, all the things that maybe didn't work before, come up with new ideas, take notes from other people, see what someone else does and go, hey, how can I do that in my own way? Is to say that everyone's the same would be to ignore, well, diversity. To ignore the possibility of unity through diversity. And not just accepting each other for our similarities, but also our differences. Not in ignoring that, but in acknowledging them. Just sitting when they get brought up. Without making ourselves a victim, without making ourselves a hero, without making ourselves anything other than a person. We're allowed to just be. That will never change. Yo! Going for the grandpa look? Why would you put me here? Excuse me, but what? Why would you put me all the way down here? What's going on here? Oh, come on. Meh. I have no clue what I'm doing sometimes, and that's okay. Because I choose to see what I know, and use it to cross-reference what I don't know. To try and make sense of things, even if it's sometimes inaccurate. So that way I can get closer to making an accurate observation. I need to follow friend. No! Heck. Well, I guess friend doesn't want me to follow him. Oh well. Yeah, they're talking with their friend, and I don't really want to bother them too much, so... Just because I can handle social situations and dynamics doesn't mean I'm not avoidant. Just means I'm adaptive. I'm not good at it. Unless it's like deep one-on-one conversations. Motherfucker. You're consistent sometimes, but not otherwise. It's kind of confusing, kind of infuriating. Okay, not kind of, it's just... frustrating. Decent. What's this? Yo, what the hell? It's like, oh, you're trying to do something else? Okay, nope. Not allowed. Have a good day. Yeah, I've already been there. Ah. Ah. Oh. What in the fuck? What in the heck is going on? Bruh. Uh, There's something about this song that just feels a little sorrowful. Like it's a lingering memory instead of a present moment. Whoever you are, watching this recording. I hope that things are going well for you. Gonna help your friends get up, or nah? Okay then, I guess we're shifting to this. No, my anxiety is present. But it's not too much. Sometimes my anxiety might have anxiety about being too much. The fact that feelings themselves can have feelings if you... Oh, that's funny. That would be way too funny. If you think of feelings as just... Feelings can be both hyper-compressed algorithms of social dynamics taken to their logical conclusion and across multiple different situations. And they can also just be like that of a person tapping on your shoulder and saying, "Hey, did you know this was happening?" They don't always have to be listened to, but it makes... if you make friends with them, they're good. Make friends with your feelings. They're often more useful as friends than anything else. Not as guides, not as definitions to one's life or self-worth. Just friends that chime in as you go along the way. But hey, maybe that's me doing something stupid. Because I've heard it said in psychology to not internalize emotions into people. Yeah, no, I can see how having headmates carry specific emotions and only specific emotions is a bad idea. Didn't you keep me up all night? This is what it sounds like. I kind of want to look that up now. What's the reasoning behind it? Not thinking about your emotions as being just entire people in and of themselves. Why is that? Why is it turning emotions into headmates a bad idea? Because I would prefer to think of of headmates as different expressions of the same core self, with different dynamics and functions going on, different attitudes, different outlooks on life, and otherwise. Right. It's okay for alters to have their own feelings, but compartmentalizing feelings into alters is a recipe for disaster. Because if you then ignore that alter, then you're ignoring yourself. Maybe that's information that's changed. Ultimately, though, emotions as alters would not really be useful because at that point you're compartmentalizing them into one-dimensional single-note caricatures of what you understand of emotions currently, and not in the dynamic reality that emotions exist between different people. Hmm. Nice to see which mission Followed a Friend belonged to. Personally speaking, either because of past influences or otherwise, I don't like thinking of having emotions as specific headmates. Because if that was up front, that would be cacophony and chaos. A whole bunch of scrambled panicking between all the different feelings. So instead I like to think of it like each alter is maybe a little more closely associated to a feeling, but that doesn't mean it's the only thing they feel. It's just an expression of their own attitude and dynamics relative to the world around us. It's like nature. Sure, some of us may be more grumpy, but that doesn't mean we're always angry. Oh, there's a lot of reasons to be grumpy. It can do with how much you tolerate things, how much you don't, how much you understand, how much you don't. Now, I used grumpy as an example because we were thinking of the null when we started this tangent, and we were thinking of using them as an example to start with, and it's just like, yeah, no, a null is the grumpy motherfucker in here. They care. They're just not good at showing it at all. If you ask them to be emotionally empathetic, you'd be asking a brick to do a backflip. And that's not in the sense of they can't, it's more like you're asking them to do something that's really awkward. Because I am way too logical for my own good sometimes. Way too direct, way too focused on accuracy, on the practical reality. And so when it comes to others' feelings, I don't often have a clear understanding of what will actually help them with where they're at with what they're feeling. I'm just able to observe it and call it out. I'm not very good at all when it comes to, hey, how do we resolve this feeling? I really suck at it. We'll get the candle pile here, go through the... And yet it's exactly because of that weakness that you're so fucking focused on being socially appropriate. Shut up! No, make me! Oh my fucking yeesh. Yeah, no, Anole, for all that he's a grumpy, distant motherfucker, actually cares about others. To the point where they don't feel comfortable with their own lack of social knowledge and understanding. And that's the reason why they're quiet all the time. Oh. What? You know you can't stop me. It's not even worth it, really. It's something I already accepted about myself. If it was something I hadn't accepted, you wouldn't be able to call me out on it. You know what? Fair counterpoint. Oh, and that's an expression of ourselves that I don't think we have a name for directly. Because our current set of 8 is just that. A current set of 8. It's a 2D slice of a three-dimensional structure in our own psychology and understandings. So it's not the full spectrum of who we are, it's just what we've learned to understand of ourselves and how it's interlinked inked between all these different spaces. I wouldn't even know how to start helping us figure out how to dynamically unpack ourselves into the full sphere of our existence, though. I'm not sure anyone would really be very good at doing that. Yeah, I have no clue who the fuck you are. Yeah, I don't really care either. I'm just an expression of myself. Do I really need a name? Fair enough, since I'm also an expression of ourself. Give me that shattering shard, you motherfucker! Even if we were to create a full sphere, there'd still be a list of dynamics and qualities about ourselves that we haven't acknowledged. Yeah, because you can't ever know yourself completely. Anytime you identify one thing, you then create new awarenesses about the other things it connects with. And so what you thought was in a single point is now a dot relative to other points across the network. Another piece of reference amongst many. All of them influences and yet all of them different. Different but the same. Same but different. Self-awareness as a moving point throughout the network. Self-observation as just a stationary passenger to self-awareness. If you identify as your network, then ultimately things get more challenging. But if you ignore the structure and dynamics of your own network, then ultimately you miss out on opportunities. Not only with yourself, but with other people too. Emotionally, cognitively, dynamically. It's a part of life. Would you truly choose to just stop living in order to not have to deal with it all? I don't think that's the point. Hmm. Is there even a word for that? I'm not sure if there is. Well, there goes Sky, crashing on input. Ragtime. Boot the game back up. Ba-da-da-mum. Hmm. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Isn't it often the nothingness that seeks to be the only thing in existence, the only thing that replicates and exists relative to itself? It wants to be more, it wants to be everything, and yet it won't give up being anything other than itself. It won't acknowledge or accept that which is different. And so it moves away from things that aren't just nothing. Blah blah blah. Anyways, to those of you who snuck by and watched a fragment of this recording, if not a small part of it, thank you. It helps. To those of you who stuck around and watched a good chunk through, if not the full thing, we deeply appreciate it. It's nice to know we've got full-timers here. Oh, that was such horrible phrasing. That makes it sound like it's a fucking job. Some people enjoy their jobs. Hard to conceive of that in this world. Fair, but some people actually enjoy their jobs, and you don't get to dismiss that. Alright, alright. We hope you have a good day, good night, whatever time or non-time it is, and if it isn't good, or you're left struggling, we hope that things either improve, or at least stay manageable for you out there. Especially amongst all the chaos and stress. Our name is Flicker. We've gotten our dailies done, so we'll be seeing you all later. Hope you all have fucking bye, I guess. I nearly self-looped back into what I already said. Yes.